I'm once again really excited to be your host for today's finale. And on behalf of the organizing committee and teams in Salesforce, I'd like to take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to each and every single one of you for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us today. Today is a big day that I know many of us here have been looking forward to. It's really the opportunity to share and to showcase all of the amazing work and creation to everyone in the community. I'm extremely looking forward to seeing all the great work that's been done. So, right, let's take a quick recap on the journey so far. Right, we've started this inaugural ASEAN Developer Challenge in September together, where you have all had the opportunity to work closely with our Salesforce Developer advocates, Satya and Aditya, across 3 webinars. And throughout the sessions, we really hope that you have had this amazing experience with the opportunity to learn and connect with the community. As you have completed the 3 TrailMixers challenges, right, you'll all be awarded with the $200 Salesforce certification voucher. On top of this, for all of you who have been invited to present your amazing submissions today, will also receive a $400 Salesforce certification voucher, which is a great way to get yourself Salesforce certified. So Salesforce certifications are highly recognized credentials by the industry, so it's definitely great to have it on your resume and to be recognized as a valued member of the Salesforce community. Look forward to seeing all of you earning your certifications in the near future. Right? In fact, we also look forward to working with some of you to feature your apps on our developer community blogs as well. So, just before we kick off with all the exciting demos, it's a great pleasure for me to introduce to all of you Robert Newell, Vice President of Solution Engineering and Cloud Sales from Salesforce, our executive sponsor for this ASEAN Developer Challenge event. And for many of us who know Robert, he's a technology enthusiast like many of us here today, and he brings more than 20 years of strategy, consulting, and leadership experience to his role here at Salesforce. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please do join me in welcoming Robert for his welcome address. And Robert, the stage is yours.
Awesome. Thank you, Terence. Thank you. And good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for having me to kick today off, but also thank you for investing your time and effort and passion and energy into making this what I'm sure will be an amazing day of demonstrations. As Terence said, I've got a huge background in technology, and I'm very fortunate to lead the solution engineering and cloud sales teams for Salesforce in region, which means a lot of what we do is amaze our customers with demonstrations around what's possible for the future. I think one of the amazing things about technology, and you think about it in the current environment we're in with COVID, is technology can have such an amazing impact on our customers, on our partners, on the community around us. So I feel like today is a very special day of getting to showcase all of these amazing demonstrations. If I think back to when we kicked off the Developer Challenge, we really wanted to do a couple of things. One was, how do we help skill up all your amazing developers in region on our platform to help you really build amazing applications? We also wanted to build a sense of community. So as you've gone through this journey, hopefully over the last few sessions, you got this sense of community about how can we come together as a cohort to help each other build these amazing apps and learn from each other. And then also, how can we help support you as you move forward with your understanding and learning of Salesforce? And although we're, I think, still on this initial journey with the ASEAN Developer Challenge, this is something that we're very passionate about and investing in our region. And you'll continue to see a lot more of this investment over the coming sort of months and quarters ahead. For us here, the whole idea was to foster an environment of innovation. Okay, so as you've thought about these amazing demos we're going to see today, this is going to be, how can we bring innovation into these applications to showcase what's possible? For me, I think the pandemic has given us a wonderful opportunity to think about, what does that customer or user experience need to be? We're all online, we're all engaging with applications every day. So what's that user experience or customer experience need to be? And what do we want that to be? So for me, I'm super excited about where this is going to head over the course of today, Terence. And for everyone here, I was thinking about this before I joined. Steve Jobs had a wonderful saying of, putting a dent in the universe. Okay, and I feel like this, for me, some of these demos we're going to see today, hopefully starts to put that little dent in the universe. So with that, thank you for having me. I look forward to the rest of today. Terence, back over to you, sir.
Absolutely. Thanks so much, Rob. So yeah, like what Rob said, we are really, really excited. Today, we have a great lineup. So once again, Robert, thanks so much for your insightful welcome address. And as you can see on this screen here, we have an amazing 7 demos that's coming up. It's really an exciting moment for us to be engaged with all the awesome apps that's built by our developers and presenters today. So this is going to be the demo flow, right? And this is how it goes, right? So all the presenters will be given 5 minutes to do their presentations and demo. And once the allocated 5 minutes is up, I'll give a cue to the presenters to wrap up their presentation, right? Following which, after each presenter has completed their presentations as well, we'll have an open forum for up to 5 minutes for Q&As for our presenters, right? So, and along the way, right, if any one of you, on the call joining us, have any questions, we also encourage for you to post them in the Q&A section, in this WebEx platform, and we'll address them right during the speaker's Q&A session itself. So without further ado, let's welcome our very first presenter of the day. Right, so to kickstart off our very first demo brings us Aries Burrell Ventura. So Aries is currently a Salesforce consultant at Simplus Philippines. And before shifting to the Salesforce platform, I understand that he was actually serving as a web developer and also a data scientist. And by no surprise, his favorite Salesforce character is Einstein, who's our mascot for data science and AI. And in fact, with only 9 months of experience in Salesforce, right, primarily in the admin, dev, and CPQ domain, he's put together a really exciting app titled VacSafe, COVID-19 vaccine registration and monitoring system. And with the pandemic kind of ongoing today, I can imagine how this application will be super useful. So without further ado, I'd like to hand the time over to Aris. Aris, over to you.
Can you guys see my screen now?
Yeah, looking good. We can see your screen.
Yeah, so good morning, everyone. My name is Aris Braille Ventura from Simplus Philippines. And today I will demo the my system called VacSafe. VacSafe is a COVID-19 vaccine registration and monitoring system. The system can schedule people for COVID-19 vaccinations and assign them to the vaccination site and raise cases for vaccine side effects. One of the problems that the Department of Health faces is the single source of truth. Government agencies, municipalities, and private entities have developed their own system for this pandemic, but the problem lies in the data integration. Different local government units can use these system. They can track the population, but also can access records from other LGU for verification purposes. We can integrate this application with other systems for data entry, registration, and verifications. So these are the features of VacSafe. We have the dashboard. So the users can see the summary of vaccinations, which can be per municipality, per vaccine or category. We also have municipalities. So these are accounts. So each municipality should have an account record connected to the contacts or vaccinees and the population in that specific municipality. So these are just the data that is being captured for now. We can add additional fields later depending on the need of the DOH. Then we have the vaccinees. This is the contact object where we add people who want to take COVID-19 vaccines. This is where we can check their vaccination records, health assessment, and schedule appointments. Then we also have cases. This is where we log cases, especially for post-COVID-19 vaccinations, if there are side effects or any problems encountered by the vaccinees. We also have a list of addresses. So these are the addresses in a barangay level. For now, I only imported the address for the NCR region. And of course, we have the list of vaccines that will be used in the vaccination site. So I captured some of the important details such as the date of application for EUA, the technology platform, the dose and frequency, age group covered, and others. Next, we also have vaccination site. So this is where the people will go for their vaccination on their scheduled date. So multiple address can share a vaccination site. We can include those in here. And later on, we can see that only sites where vaccinist address included will be shown on their schedule selection. Next, we have vaccination team. This is, of course, for the health workers. They will be grouped into teams and will be assigned to different schedule. And last is the vaccination schedule. We create a schedule for the vaccinations that we can assign to vaccinees. So we entered here the date of immunization, the vaccination site, the eligible classifications, and the target of vaccine to be vaccinated, and other important details, especially the vaccine that will be used. So before we can schedule a vaccination to a contact or a vaccinee, we need to set up the following. We have to set up the address, vaccines, vaccination site, vaccination team, and vaccination schedule. Now for the vaccination record, I created a contact Jane Doe. So these are the details that is needed by the DOH for their website. So we have category. Right now we have, I think, yeah, we have 6 categories for now. And then we also need to capture this pill ID, but it's not required. Of course, the contact details of the vaccinee, the employment details if they are employed, health details if they have allergy, comorbidities, and also if they were diagnosed with COVID-19 before, and of course the consent. So right now, we cannot see a create a schedule here because we didn't assign a vaccine yet. So once we assign a vaccine, we should now be able to create a scheduled vaccination. So if we click this button, you can see the basic details here like name, age, category, and the vaccine that was assigned to this specific vaccinee, and the dosage sequence. So the system will check if the vaccinee already has a first dose or second dose. So this is automatically filled. And then the session, if morning or afternoon session, and the date. So let me select today. Once you selected date, a schedule will show the site and the remaining slot for the vaccination available. So once we created a schedule for first dose, you can see that the status was changed to for first dose. So now, let's say since today is October 28th, we can record now the vaccination. We just need to select the dosage sequence, so first dose, and then the lot number. So this is the barcode on the vaccine, so that the LGU can track the vaccines and who vaccinated the vaccine. And we click next. And when we click finish, the status changed to for second dose. And of course, there's a reminder that we should schedule the vaccine for second dose. And then if we all again sorry, and then if we click again the schedule vaccination, we can now schedule the vaccine for second dose. I think that's the 24th. There you go.
Paris,
So
just to call out that your time is almost 5 minutes, so just do look after wrapping up your session.
yeah. So again, if we schedule the vaccine for second dose and record the vaccination for the second dose, you will see that the status will change to fully vaccinated. And you can also see the related details here, the vaccination history. We can also add health assessment and cases if necessary. And I think this is the end of my demo. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Iris. Wow, that's really a very awesome kind of solution that you put together. Find it super relevant, today where we think about having to take vaccinations, especially the 2 doses. I think this is a great way for us to keep track, right, with VaxSafe. So thank you so much for putting up such an amazing solution, especially given the time you have. Right. At this point in time, we're going to open up the floor to see if there's any questions and any, maybe commentary as well from the rest of the panel.
Yeah. So Terence, maybe if I can.
Yeah, sure. Please go for it. What?
Aris, first of all, thanks a lot for putting all the effort in creating this amazing app. We really appreciate you going through this journey with us in the ASEAN Developer Challenge and creating this amazing app as well. I just wanted to ask you a question that, the topic that you have picked is very topical, very, very relevant to everyone around the globe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And with regards to different businesses, as they open up and people start coming back to work, how do you see this app getting integrated into their whole return to work strategy? Or perhaps, for those organizations who need to send their employees to their customers, how can this app, which will have this amazing data of their employees' vaccination status, can become helpful for other areas of their business as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so one of the goal of this application is to have a QR code for each vaccinees that they can scan and will tell if those people or this person is vaccinated or not.
Nice. Nice. That's really amazing, Aris. And thanks a lot. Thanks for the answer.
Thank you.
It's really awesome application, Harris. I really liked it. Did you also set up any notification mechanism for the vaccinees to know that the schedule of appointment is due someday, maybe a day before or something like that?
Yeah, actually, if the vaccinee have an email address entered in on the contact details, they will receive an email once they were scheduled for vaccination, and also once the vaccination record has been set by the health workers, they will also receive a confirmation.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
apologies for that. I was not able to show it, but I have.
No problem. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I thought that was really awesome. I'd just add, to Rob's point about putting a little dent in the universe, Aries. I think this is the kind of solution that can do that. One of the things, just as a solution overall, did you think about any additional things you might want to do, like maybe to protect PII or health information? Did you have any thoughts on how to extend it?
Hello. Yeah, for now, I haven't thought of it yet. Uh, but yeah, those things will be considered.
Understandable, but great work. Really appreciate you taking us through.
Thank you.
Really awesome. And Aris, once again, you've done an amazing solution here, kicking us off, with today's presentation. So if there's no other questions, I believe, our 5 minutes for Q&A is also almost up. Thank you so much, Aris, once again. So we'll move on with our next presentation. So our next presenter for today was none other than Jesse Kermuit, right? So Jesse is a software developer in VRP Consulting, and he has more than 10 years of experience, right, as a software developer. I understand that he started off as a Java developer, and in fact, it was only last year where he was only introduced and got involved with his very first Salesforce project. So today, he brings to us a Salesforce application titled Product Catalog with Unit Allocation, which can support batch loading of products and syncing that with Salesforce with an intuitive user interface. So without stealing too much of the thunder, let's invite Jesse onto the stage to show us his awesome creation. Over to you, Jesse.
Hello. Good morning. Once again, thanks for giving me this opportunity to do a demonstration of my application. So I'm gonna share my screen. So
Yep.
before we start with the demo, I'm just gonna give you some quick background about the application. So I created this application for a hypothetical company that sells laptop for offices. So they are in a wholesale business, but recently they want to enter the retail business, so they to gain more revenue. But with this, they still want to prioritize the wholesale customers. So I created this app to enable the user to allocate retail units to the wholesale opportunity. So with this application, it consists of back end and front end that enables the user to upload the CSV file to add the product units and browse through products and compare the different configuration and check their availability and make reservation for a wholesale customer with the number of units they require, and then sync data between the Salesforce and the database in the retail database. So the technologies that I use here are Salesforce. I use MuleSoft from MuleSoft, and MySQL database and ActiveMQ for Q. So let's dive into the demo. As you can see on the screen, this is the UI. Currently we have 3 products, and then as you notice, the Dell XPS has no available units. So we start with uploading the data. So I created this mule flow that enables the user to upload the CSV file, and then it will run a batch to batch insert the product items into the database and into the Salesforce. So let's edit this file, CSV file, and then let's add these units for Dell. So we're gonna save this into the input directory, and then arrival.csv. Once I save this, this is gonna kick off the batch process, and then what it's going to do is to validate the each record against the product of Salesforce, if the product item is already uploaded or if the configuration exists in Salesforce. So after validation, it will insert the record in the database, and then after that, it will also insert the record in Salesforce. So let's just wait a couple of seconds. Yeah, looks like it's done. Let's check the database. I forgot to show the initial records, but here, if we execute the query, we will see that the Dell XPS units are now inserted in the database. And then if we view the, I want to see the Dell XPS. We refresh this one. We will see that the product item are now inserted in Salesforce. So I mentioned earlier that there's some synchronization in this application. So let's try to update one of the records. So here, I want to update the location of this particular unit. For example, I want to assign this to store one, number 1. So what I'm expecting is that when I say this, the data in the database will be, or the record in the database will also be updated. So let's just wait a couple of seconds. As you can see, yeah, the product with ID number 29 is now updated with the location store number 1. Because we had this flow in MuleSoft that listens to an event from the Salesforce and then automatically synchronize the data. So there's also another synchronization or another scenario that from the retail store, we're gonna synchronize the data to the Salesforce. So when we check out the product, for example, what ID? that ID of the product that we just updated. It's 29. So we're gonna check this out. So what I'm expecting is when we update this one, it's going to update the status of this item to unavailable. So let's send a post request to my Mule API. So now we have a success message and a status 200. Let's check the database again. So now you will see it's unavailable. And let's go to this and refresh. Now the status of this unit is unavailable in Salesforce as well. So another part of this application is the UI. We can view this product catalog UI into different places from the nav item or from the opportunities. We will go to the opportunities first. So beforehand, I created this opportunity for the demo. From here, I want to make a reservation for this opportunity with the number of units number of units. So now I don't have any reservation, and there are 3 available units for this configuration. So I want to make a reservation for this opportunity. So for example, the customer requires 3 units. This is for example, a wholesale customer. So but there are only 2 units in the warehouse, so I'm going to borrow 1 unit from the store. So this is a retail store, so I'm gonna allocate this to this opportunity to make a reservation.
Right. Just to call out, 5 minutes is up. Just make sure you wrap it up shortly.
Yeah. Okay. So after I finish the reservation, you will see that this opportunity we have 3 reserved units. And you cannot see this in another opportunity. For example, this one. So you cannot make a reservation. And I also created a workflow, a time-based workflow that will reset the status of the reservation, for example, 1 day, because we don't want to hold it for too long if the customer is not hasn't committed to purchasing the product. So I have some other automation also, email notification using the process builder to notify if the unit is out of stock, and some automation to update the maximum price based on the configuration that we inserted or updated. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. There's still many pending items for this application. For example, how it's going to work with the quoting process, and then the approval process of the reservation, and some to improve the customization of the product as well. So I think that's all. Yeah.
Very cool. Wow, Jesse, this is awesome. Like I can totally imagine like this would be super useful, when you think about inventory management with supply chain, and I can see that there's a lot of integration of many different moving parts. So really kudos to you for putting this together. So yeah, let's take some time and see if there's any feedback and questions from the rest of the panel as well.
Yeah, maybe I'll just start here. Thanks, Jesse. I love that we got some integration into our demo. I think many of our customers know that the systems of record that they have are all over their environments, and it's great for you to create this plumbing to all this great data. Can you speak to what motivated you to kind of show that data flexibility to bring the data from other systems into your app? Was there something you experienced kind of in your own development or in your own sort of experience? What was it?
Yeah, first of all, before I joined the Salesforce, I have experience with MuleSoft, and then I know that the MuleSoft and Salesforce have a good integration, and then they have a lot of connectors. So gave me the idea to create this kind of application. And then the first thing that I can think of is a wholesale in a retail type of business that needs some synchronization of data.
Yeah, often those databases are quite specific, aren't they, to managing the inventories. So did you have any like lessons learned as you tried to synchronize these automations with the back end data flows? Was it were there some challenges that you could share with the rest of the folks here about working with data from other systems?
Um, I personally I haven't encountered any challenge on this demo app, but maybe if I'm dealing with large volume of data, I'm gonna start to encounter some challenge there to optimize my batch, and yeah, that's why I added some active MQ also to so I can queue the synchronization of data. So yeah, to make it more scalable.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. The timing of the data and the volumes of the data are pretty important characteristics to pay attention to. Awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks, Jesse.
yeah.
Super cool. Yeah, and of course, just to call out that, hey, for everyone who is also on the call, you may be also a presenter as well. Feel free to also ask questions if you have any burning questions for the rest of your other fellow presenters, right? Don't be shy. We're all here to kind of learn from one another and just to see, what others has built, right? So take this forum as a good place for you to share ideas. Yeah, just want to see, we probably have a time for one more question for Jesse. If there's anyone who would love to, post something for Jesse.
This is really awesome application, Jesse. I liked it, and it has a lot of features, as you said. I know 5 minutes is definitely very less to show what you have built there. But how are you going to use the data? Because now you are replicating the data, right? You are putting the data in Salesforce, and the same data is replicated on the MySQL. So how are you going to use the data on the MySQL thing? Like, no, are you going to have a application, another storefront application, or how the people from the store are going to use your app?
The database is going to be used primarily by the retail store. I imagine they will have this POS system that's going to communicate with my MuleSoft API. So yeah, they're gonna look at into this database when they view their POS system.
Okay. So what are the connectors that you have used to establish the sync between the Salesforce and MySQL?
I use the unmodified object connector, and some of the connector are mostly for updating and to query the records in Salesforce. And yeah, and when I synchronize the record in Salesforce, I call a queue using the active MQ to send some request or data to the Salesforce.
Yeah, and this is a great work, Jesse, and I love the way you leverage your earlier experience. I can see that in your app. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just calling out Jesse, definitely with your experience, we see there's a lot of technicality. So kudos to putting that together. So thanks so much, Jesse. Right, moving on to our next demo for the day. So next up we have Rina. So Rina Esnaria, right? So we really excited to have you today. I know you're bringing to us a application titled the Event Management App. So Rina, I understand, that she actually just studied at Polytechnic University of the Philippines and just graduated not too long ago in 2019, and she just started her career in the technology industry as a B2B sales and service cloud developer, currently working as an associate consultant at Simplus Philippines. And I understand as well that Rina has been using Salesforce for just 8 months now, and here she is joining us today, right, to demo to us and share with us her very awesome creation. Right, and I also understand that her favorite Salesforce character is Astro. So Rina, perhaps you can even tell us why during your demo, why Astro. So without further ado, handing over the time to you, Rina.
Hi, so I can't share my screen right
Yep,
now.
yes, yeah, we'll give you access to share your screen
Yeah,
shortly.
okay.
There you go.
Can you see it now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. So, hi, I'm Ren Naira, and I will present the events management app that I created. So, just a brief overview, this is just a small user-friendly app which can be used for scheduling events and logging attendees for each schedule. So now we can start by creating an event. So here we use the standard page for creation. So we must enter a name. We can include a description and specify the sponsor. and choose what type of event we are creating. So we will be redirected to the events custom record page. So this is created using the LWC and we can proceed on scheduling our event. So we must select the area. This start date is defaulted to today's date, but it can still be edited. And yeah, we need to specify the start time, the end time. And this checkbox will specify if the event will be recurring, and we can choose what day or days it will be repeated, and until when will it reoccur. So let's say until the end of November. Then for the next page, um we will be able to select the attendees from the contact. So this is from the contacts object. So um yep. Yeah, and then after saving, you will see the dates for all the Tuesdays and Thursdays until the from our start date until the end of November. So with these actions here at the side, you can view the schedule's details and complete or cancel them individually. So um, when you view a schedule, you will be redirected to the schedule's custom page, which is also created using LWC, where we can add other attendees and remove them individually. So we must specify a cancellation reason here for the individual, and then they will be removed from this view. So this view will only display attendees with the status of new and attended. So going back to the event, we can do our completion or cancellation with these buttons. We can complete them or cancel them individually or by bulk. Um, yep, just like that. So when a schedule is completed, um, all the attendees will be marked as attended, while on the other hand, when the event is, I mean, the schedule is cancelled, the attendees will be marked as cancelled, and they will be removed from this view. So we can see that using this event attendees object and going to that object and into the cancelled event attendees list views, we can see all the cancelled attendees here. So that's just a small app, and that will be the end of my demo for this. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rina. This is awesome. Right, now we're going to also have some time to see if anyone have any questions for Rina's presentation.
Thanks, Rena. That was really great. Being able to see that just sort of cascade across all the all the attendees, makes it really simple to manage for sure. Well, what inspired you, Rena, to tackle this use case? Did you have a specific use case that had come up in your experience, or was it just something you wanted to try?
Yeah, actually, this is inspired by my current project, and also I see it in the future as something as dynamic, not just for events, but also for other scheduling purposes, something like that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know, when we're organizing these kinds of large scale events, you know, you need to have a lot of attendees to a certain thing. It's really nice to have this kind of point and click sort of automation.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. That was excellent.
Thanks, Rina. It was a nice application. Do you also have any thoughts on integrating any kind of calendar for the schedule for the participants?
Yeah, that was actually one of the ideas, but for the current time, I was not able to do that. But I'm thinking of that. I have a calendar, and I mean, a calendar for each individual or for each schedule, so you can easily add them, or yeah, you can easily update all the data using that calendar.
Awesome. Did you also use any kind of base lightning components for the scheduler?
Sorry.
Did you use any base lightning components for the scheduler that you have implemented there, or how does the logic go?
Oh, it's mostly like Flow for the updates, and yeah, just that and Apex Plus for updating the data.
Okay, that's great, Rina. I really enjoyed watching your demo.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Reina, just curious, but I actually have two questions for you.
Mhm.
So, like, I understand, you shared with us that, you're relatively new. In fact, you've done this for just a few months ago when you started on the Salesforce journey. We'd love to hear a little bit about your experience, being a developer on the Salesforce platform. And also, second question is why Astro is your favorite character?
Oh yeah. So for your first question, I was actually part of the bootcamp, and there we will be taught of like the basic of Salesforce, and then go to the dev. And I really like the dev part, so I just go into it. And for Astro, I've read about him, and he's just like the fundamentals of all the characters. So I think it's really important for the Salesforce like group. So I like him.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks. He's also one of my favorite characters as well.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, cool. Rina, thanks so much for joining us today. Right. I know you put in a lot of effort as well, as we went through the journey since September. And so thanks so much for being a part of this journey. And I really hope to see you continue your journey with us, on the Salesforce platform, and to further extend, your dev, a kind of skill sets here with us. And look forward to seeing you get certified too.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Cool. All right. So let's move on with our next presentation as well. So, all right. So next up, we do have Christian joining us today, right? We have Christian Albalasona. Sorry, excuse me if I pronounced the name wrongly. It's Albelanosa, right? So, and I understand that Christian is a consultant from Simplus. Today, he's joining us to share with us his titled app called the Shipment Tracking System. In fact, just like, today we spoke about Rina being new. Christian is also relatively new to the Salesforce ecosystem. I understand he's also very similarly who just graduated from the bootcamp, right, organized by Simplus as well. I understand also that his hobby is to build applications across various platforms as part of his pastime. So we're really excited to see how he has come together to build with us, this really cool application. So with that said, Christian, we'd love to hand the time over to you.
Thank you, Terence.
Sure.
So let me just share. Yep, can you see it now?
Yep, we can see your screen.
Okay, so hello everyone. I am Christian Abellanosa. I am a Salesforce consultant of Simplus Philippines, and I am here to demonstrate my simple and humble app, which is a shipment tracking system. And in my Trailhead Playground org, I created a Lightning app and some custom objects. So let us begin with creating a shipment record. So let's navigate to the app. So this is just a basic tracking system, just like any courier services. They have tracking systems, just like UPS and um, FedEx. So let's create a shipment record like this one. So you just have to populate the location. For now, I stick with the coordinates. Okay, so here we have the shipment. So as we can see, the tracking code is automatically populated. That is with Apex. And we can also view one related record, which is a shipment status. So in this shipment status, it says that the status has been created, or the shipment has been created in this particular location. So let's go back to the shipment and copy the tracking code, just like any other tracking services. So we have a page for that. We can paste the tracking code, and I have integrated a Lightning component here, which is a map, and it will show precisely which where your shipment currently is. So here we can also report an issue, which is, I think, is really important. So if we report an issue, it creates a case, and some of the fields are automatically populated for the support team to help you with the case or the issue. We can also create new shipment status. For example, it is in queue. Let's say it is waiting for the truck. So we don't have to input any location. It will just copy the previous one. And here is the shipment status. We can go back to the shipment. And as we can see here, we have a quick action. It says track. So it basically opens a pop-up of the tracker page. And you don't have to input any tracking code because we are on the record itself that we have to that we are tracking. So we can see here two status for our shipment, and in this map, it is quite helpful. We can see the description of that particular marker. We can also let's try adding more status. Let's say it has just departed warehouse 8. So let's go back to the shipment again and track. So there are 3 statuses for this shipment. So it is still in the same location. What if we add another location or status that has a different location? So it is in queued again. And the note we can add like it is being scanned in another warehouse. So in the shipment, we can track again. So we are in Philadelphia. So if we click on any of these status, it pans the map on that specific location. So it helps anyone who wants to locate their shipment or its previous locations. With this, we can add new one. For example, it has been delivered to this particular location. There, and we track it. So here, we cannot create new status since it has been delivered to Washington, and we can't return it. So if we look at the shipment, it says that it's delivered, and here is the delivery date. And we can also return the shipment in case there has been any issue with the contents. We can return it. So it creates a case with the subject pre-populated, and we can add the descriptions such as wrong contents. So when you save it, so for example, it's in an email. So we can see that the case has been created and the shipment is referred, and here are some of the details. So on the shipment itself, we can also see the cases that there are on this particular record. So I think that is it for my application. Thank you so much.
That's awesome, Christian. Thank you so much. Good on time as well, right? Just wanted to take this opportunity to also open up the floor for anyone who has any questions for Christian.
Yeah, sure. Christian, again, amazing app. Really, really impressive. First, a simple question. How long did it take you to develop this?
To be honest, it took me maybe, I think, 3 days because it was I was really busy with my certification, and it was maybe I started around October 12th for that.
Oh,
Yep.
Nice. So you were busy with other stuff, and yet it took you 3 days. 3 days is
yeah,
amazing
and
timing,
you
my
built a
friend.
FedEx. You built a FedEx system. So
Well,
awesome.
Salesforce does really good job with providing us with, good built-in stuff, seamless.
Super cool.
Nice, nice. No, it's really cool. Honestly, I just wanted to know that, what sort of an effort and time you had to spend on this, because the app that you created is really amazing. And, personally, I feel so many businesses, so many organizations that can get benefit from this. So it's good to know that you're working for Simplus, who's a, Salesforce partner as well. We would love to collaborate with you and taking these sort of innovative ideas to our customers as well, and make things easy for them. So thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Especially I loved the way you were showing the location of my parcel or my package. And it's a great application, good idea. The thought process is really good, and you have taken 3 days of time to implement it in spite of busy schedules. I love the way you have created the app. Do you have any plans of using the automations in your app? If at all, what is the scope that you think you have in your application where you can use the automations?
Yeah, well, I can also integrate, for example, a REST for this. So we could track the shipment like real time. Like, for example, there would be a device that saves the location of a particular truck. So, yep. So in every, let's say, 5 minutes, it updates the current location of the shipment. So that is one of the things that I could think of as an
That's
enhancement
a
for
good
this.
scope. And can you also implement something like, when the status changes from one location to the other location, there's an automated message that goes out to the final destination, the person who has booked the parcel also.
Yes, definitely. That is
Yeah,
one
yeah.
of the primary goals of this
Awesome.
this system.
Awesome. It was a great app, Christian. I really love it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So when I was looking at the map earlier, I was thinking, wow, it pinpoints to exactly where at every part of the status of the whole supply chain flow, the delivery chain flow, right? Maybe you can even have a tracker to show the path it took. I think that would be even more cool. But I think that's really amazing. So thanks for that, Christian. All right. So just nice, we kind of have a 5 minutes point for the Q&A. So we will move on to our next presentation. So thanks so much, Christian. Great stuff. All right. So next up with us, we have demo number 5. So it gives me great pleasure, right, to now introduce, we have Mr. Min Chen. So Min Chen is a fan of Cody, right, we all understand, it's one who inspires builders and makers everywhere. So Min Chen currently works at Aero High Tech GSC, right, as a Salesforce developer in Vietnam, and he has created this application, right, we call it a follow along fitness app that allows users to do their workouts and trainings, with exercises from the app. Right? In fact, the selling point of the app is that users can create custom workouts, manage exercises, and get sum up information after every single workout they have done. Perhaps this is a great app, right? With many of us staying at home from pandemic, it would be a good one for us as we think about how do we start working out even at home. So with that said, handing the time over to you, Min Chen.
Thank you. Currently I cannot. Yeah, I can share my screen now.
Yeah, go for it.
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. So like the summary that Lim had shared, my app is like a follow along with fitness app. So for this app, I create some custom object, and the main one are the exercise and workout. So for the exercise object, when you see here, they have some basic information like the name, some image and video that I make to like preview the thumbnail and tutorial for the exercise. There's some description and the main muscle that the exercise will affect when you do this exercise. So go for the workout. What I mean by workout is like a combination of many exercise, and a workout will have like the number of sets, like the repetition you will do the exercise like again and again. So for this one, I set it as 2 times. And when you add the total set and you add the exercise item to this workout, the app will automatically calculate the time and the calories you will burn. And this is the estimated time you will need to complete the workout. Right here, I also create a custom table view to view all the small exercise we will do in this workout. So for this one, I create 3 exercise. You can see the time and the rest time we will have after each exercise. So to create more exercise or update exercise, you can see a tab here is the exercise item. So maybe you know that we call this junction object. It's like the object to link between objects. So if you want to add more exercise to this workout, you can just click new and choose the exercise you want to add to this one. From here, you can choose any exercise at the time and the rest time. This field will be automatically calculated, so you you would not need to like fill in that. But for the sake of this demo, I will keep it like this to set the time. Also, I create a lightning button here. When we click on this workout, it will open up to a new page. Let's show the summary of the workout. You can see this is the first exercise we will start with. The next exercise you can see also here. There is some summary information about the workout. So to start the workout, you can just click start and the video will run. We will also have a timer here so you can keep track of the time and follow the exercise. We can also see that after this exercise, we will have like 10 seconds to rest. You can see the video also change. After the resting video, we will jump up next to the next exercise, which is a mountain climbing, and the rest time also populated here. One thing here is that when we have like urgent call, something like that, you can click on pause. So if you click cancel, it will close the tab and do nothing. But if you click OK, it will return to the workout. Also, I have a custom button called skip here. So in case you do not want to rest, you can skip to the next exercise. And if you are too tired and you want to rest, you can also skip to this rest section. Yeah, so that's pretty much the button I have here. So I will just skip all the workout here so we can see the result when we finish a workout. So you can see that this is the last exercise. So there will be no upcoming exercise here. If I click skip at the last exercise, we will have open confirm to see like the total time we have done and the total calorie we burn by doing this workout. So if I click OK, it will close the tab. And from the right hand side, you can see the workout activity. There is an object that I create to track the result after we have done any activity. So this is the latest activities. When I click on this, I can see a rough idea like what workout I have been done. I done in the time I done like 1 minute, 2 seconds. The total calories I burned, and also the date that I finished this workout. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much the idea of this app. I have actually I want to update like some of the other function, but I haven't had enough time. So yeah, it is.
So cool. Thanks, Vincent. I'm just curious, like, as you talk about the other features you're going to implement, I see songs and musicians. How does this all fit into the fitness, the app itself? Is there like some kind of, I'd love to hear more about that.
Yeah, actually there is some other object that I put in here, like the song and musician. It's some other function that doesn't have to do with training, but it's like when I click here, there's like an audio tab that I can play the song, I can upload the song, but this is just a developer account, so I do not have enough like storage to upload the song. So yeah, that is I want to integrate it with the workout. Like when we do workout, we want to play the music, right? But yeah, I haven't had enough time to do that.
Sounds super cool. Yeah, I thought that was going to be the case where you are doing intense workout. You want some high pumping energy kind of music to go along with it, right? So that's super cool. Awesome. All right, cool. And yeah, I see Jawad probably has a question. Jawad has his camera on. Go
I
for
mean,
it.
I honestly really like this app. I love going to gym myself as well. So anything related to workout, I love it.
Yeah.
Shipment, question for you. You mentioned about, thinking about additional functions that you wanted to develop. And as Terence also highlighted, you've got songs and musicians over there. Any thoughts around adding gamification to this app as well? Because that's quite a common trend in things like these, in apps like these, where a community can be built around your app, and people can gamify the whole experience. Any thoughts on that?
Yeah. So actually, this idea came up when I was locked out at home during the Corona pandemic. So the idea is just to create an app that I can do anywhere I want, even at home or at the office. Um, yeah, because normally when we talk about Salesforce, when I see Salesforce, I relate to work, uh, effective, like efficiency or something like that. But we haven't like found a way to make the best out of Salesforce to improve our lifestyle or something like that. So yeah.
Nice. Nice. A great idea. I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
Super relevant, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
sorry.
mean, in fact, you are motivating me to go for workouts because I can see the things there and I can practice accordingly. One missing thing I feel is like if you can create a report, which can help me really to check what kind of workout I could do last month, how many calories I have burnt, so how much, at
Yeah.
least I could lose my weight and all. But yeah, I really love the application. It's a unique thought and which is a very useful app for many. Thank you for that.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I can imagine, like, as we think about how helping even all our employees with health and wellness to stay active, everyone should think about having this incorporated into their app, and they can just install it and just make everyone think about moving around even at home, right? Getting exercise. So that's super cool, super useful. And like you said, I think interesting to see, like, mentioned that a lot of the ideas we are all seeing today, it's all also born out of like our situation, with pandemic, we had very interesting ideas. That's really, so thanks for sharing this with us.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Cool. All right, thanks, Minchin. I think we'll move on with our next presentation. So good job once again. So moving forward, we have our next demo, right? So yeah, our next speaker, we have Tam. So Tam is a 25 years old engineer from Vietnam as well. So Tom has worked as a software engineer, and I understand today, right, he's looking for his next adventure, right? And it's someone who is extremely curious in learning, has always been looking for the next big thing, and one of the fastest growing technology platforms, and hence he has chosen Salesforce. So thanks for that. So, and as he has discovered with excitement, right, as he began to learn and work on Salesforce platform only for just a few months, he's also seeking a career in the field and planning on obtaining Salesforce certifications as well. So being a fan of the Trailhead Salesforce character Einstein, he loves the code, he loves new technology. So Tom, we are looking forward to seeing a creation here, titled Technology Part. So Tom, over to you.
Hello,
Hey,
everyone.
Tom. Yes,
I will share my screen now.
go for it.
As you can see, this is my app, and that's name is Technology Path here at SEC. As you can see, this is the app. This app allow you to store the information of the digital device like mobile phone, tablet, and here I have a mobile phone. And it will help you some function like compare, import, export the quantity of the device. So this is the main hall of the my part. This will display a list of device, and you can search for its name. Like here, I will search for the iPhone. Yeah, it's so 3 iPhone here. And if I want to select another range like Xiaomi, then it will list two mobile phone from Xiaomi. and you can also filter by the right race. From here, I want to filter from the right race up 200 and 400. It will show you here. And for each device, we can select the detail. Here you can see the some device detail of the this phone. And this device detail component will fit on the right side of the app, whatever you throw to. And here I have a compare button that you can compare the selected font with others like Iris. Yes, this is the compare center. So at the end, I have the two buttons like import and export here. When you click the import, it will show the import center that I will input the device that I want, the seller from the device form, quantity, title, and origin from the font, the rest from font, and save. It will create a case. It will create a case here. And it will go through status. And I have another manager. It will show you the request for approval. If I approve, it will close as case. And the quantity will increase. I think I increase this one. Oh, this one. I think this one. Oh, this one I want to export the device to the buyer. This, I export the iPhone 12 to someone, and I want to export a 12 to phone. It will also create a box key, as you can see here. And it also request approval from my manager, and I approve it. It will decrease the quantity of the font. Oh. Here, it's decreased to 45. I think this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Oh, thank you so much, Tam. That is great. Like, see so many of my favorite phones over here. Right. Cool. Let's open up the floor for questions from the panel as well.
Yeah, nice app, Tam. And I think quite a useful app for different employers to give an option, especially employers who provide mobile phones and devices to their employees, like a corporate sponsored device. This will be quite a useful tool for employees to decide that which device suits their needs the best. So interesting, really interesting. I would like to see how you envision it integrating or sort of fitting into the overall employee's experience. Like if an employer wants to create more applications for their employees to facilitate them with different things, it would be nice to see how these different applications can share data. But for the limited time that you had, I think this is really a very useful use case, very practical use case that you picked. So good work.
Thank you.
I can imagine, like, if I walk into like a retail store where I want to buy phones, I want to have a quick view of like what are some of the features. Maybe that could even be an expansion on like comparing certain features that I'm looking for. Right. I think that would be awesome. Yeah. And I see there's a lot of heavy use of like the Lightning Web components, a lot of visuals. That's really, really nice. So yeah, that's great stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, as you said, it's the way you use the Lightning Web component is really great. And as Savith was rightly pointing out, this application can be very useful for any employer who is giving phones to his employees. They can compare the phones right away there and choose which phone they want, and they can also keep stock of the things there. And I don't have any question, but I have good feedback. It's a nice application. Definitely, it's going to be useful. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
Super cool.
Yeah, awesome job. I'd say our TechForce team here at Salesforce would like to have this app. Give all us Salesforcers a bit of a chance to compare, and then for them to provision on time. We could really use it. Great job.
Yeah.
So true, Ian. Yeah.
And especially so with like the whole approval processes, really leveraging a lot on the Salesforce platform features and capabilities, the automation, the workflows. I think that's like really awesome. Definitely can see a lot of potential moving forward. So yeah, I'd love to see how you'll continue working on this time. Good stuff. Cool. All right. I think if we don't have any more questions, we kind of also just hit the 5 minutes mark for Q&A. We'll move on with demo number 7. Right. So today, demo number 7 happens to be Clyde, our last speaker for the day, but definitely not the least. I'd like to introduce all of you to Clyde and Rick Tan, who brings to us his app titled Mass Import for Account Object. So Clyde is a Salesforce developer since December 2018. He has deep experiences in the technical side of Salesforce, things like your Apex, triggers, integration, asynchronous, even LWC, Visual Force. He has a lot of experience on that. Today, he is a lead developer in Simplest, and aspires to be a technical architect in the Salesforce ecosystem someday. So with that said, let's hear it from Clyde.
Good day, folks. I'm Clyde Tan from Simplest Philippines. Wait, I'm gonna share my screen first. So there you go. So today I'm going to demonstrate what I built for the ASEAN Dev Challenge. So it's not an app, actually it's just a component. So my app is an importer app. It mass uploads accounts for now. From it converts CSV to account object records. So the components that I've used for this app is LWC, Apex, and platform events. And under LWC, I've used EMP API so that I could subscribe to the platform event that will be fired whenever the import process starts. So wait. So for example, if I click on the upload file button, wait, I'm going to show you what's inside of my account object. So currently we only have this in our account object, and in my CSV file I have 1,000 accounts to be inserted, 909 exactly. So when I upload the file, it displays the file name here. And then after I press on this button, what will happen is the CSV file will be converted into JSON data in the LWC, and then the JSON will be passed to our backend, and then will be converted into Apex, and then will be passed to the batch Apex for insert process. So after I pressed on the button, it executed the batch, and then it fired the event, the platform event, which then invoke this callback here, and then my callback invoke my method get async job so that I can monitor the processing status of the batch that I just executed on line 22. So to check, I'm gonna check my accounts. So here we go. So we just inserted 900 accounts using my component. Just to be sure, I'm gonna try to query it here. Just taking time. I'm just gonna check how many data I inserted. So I inserted 999, so that's correct. Another feature of my importer component will be it also applies the validation in our account object. So for example, the account name is required in the object. So if I remove an account name and try to import it, it should throw an error. So I turned off the all or none feature for the batch apex. There you go. So that's it. That's it for my app. So my original plan was to create a component, an mass import component that could import any object from the Salesforce UI, but due to time restrictions, I was only able to come up with one object for now. But this is for improvement, so yes. Thanks. That's all.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Clyde. Wow. Good to see that, with the big ideas, you started with where you are. Hopefully we can see how you continue to build up on your ideas and go forward, right? So yeah, let's see if there's any questions as well from the rest of the panel.
Awesome, Clyde. I really enjoyed that. I think I'm just loving the diversity of the demos today. And you're going back to the workhorse part of app dev, which is bringing data in and out of the systems. And I think this is a really valuable example of how you can do that. What do you think the next steps are for you to just extend this into something that does that workhorse type tasks or duties? What's your next iteration of this app?
The next step would be I'm going to modify this component so that it could handle any kind of object and that exists in the Salesforce. We in Simplus, we have a small team here that we are planning to publish this component so that all of the projects in our company could leverage this, because this is a common scenario where the client wants something to wants a component that mass uploads their files from CSV to Salesforce. I have encountered this before.
Yeah, as a former consultant myself, I mean, I've seen this data quality issue come up time and time again, following the garbage in, garbage out maxim. So do you envision this actually being something where you'll give kind of one button clicking to like a business user? Would that be like the ultimate goal here, where you can give that ability to get better data quality at that level with the business user?
Yeah. Yep.
Wonderful. That would be great. We'll look for that coming up on the component library. Thanks so much, Clyde. I'm sure this was a fun project for you.
So I love it. I love it, Clyde. As Ivan was rightly telling, the garbage in, the garbage out. The way you get the records in is very important. The proper validations that you can do through the code there. So what's the next object you're thinking of, like, that you are going to do or enhance this application for after this account?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
You said you're done it only for the one object at the moment.
Yes.
You're going to add more objects, right? So what's the next object that you're thinking of?
The next would be, I would want it to be dynamic so that we won't need to specify the code I mean,
Yep.
we won't need, I want to specify the object from a pick list on that component so that the user can select
Wonderful. Any
what
object.
object they want. Yes. My idea is to like the data loader, but since not all users know how to use that, I want to put this in the org itself.
That's awesome. We'll be looking forward to it. Right. Thank you for that.
Yeah, amazing stuff. I see, like, there's a lot of components you build in the back end, with the Apex code. So really exciting. So look forward to seeing how your component, your app is going to be used by many, many people across the organization and potentially customers as well. Good stuff. So yeah, you know what? Wow, we have come to kind of the end of all our demos for today. What an amazing session that we've all just been, seeing all the great work, seeing the wonderful creations. And I hope that all of you have had the opportunity to kind of learn from one another through this forum and really feel proud of your achievements in building all your amazing apps and demo in this such a short period of time. You guys should really all feel super proud of this. And in fact, it's really amazing as well, right? I know, like, as we hear about all your stories, many of you are actually pretty new to the Salesforce ecosystem, but yet have managed to create such amazing solutions. So I hope that, with all of you having taken this journey with us, have found that the ASEAN Developer Challenge to be useful, and that hopefully you guys have learned a lot from these sessions as well, and see how easy it is to build an application on Salesforce. Of course, we look forward to seeing all of you continue your developer journey with us, continue to build amazing stuff on Salesforce, build on your developer branding, and get yourself certified, right? So for all of you who have presented today, you have also been going to be awarded with a extra $4 certification vouchers. So look forward to seeing all of you joining us on this journey as the Salesforce Trailblazer. So yeah, and I would say that, on behalf of the ASEAN Developer community, right, just want to say once again a huge thank you for all of you for being part of this inaugural event with all of us. So I know many of you have seen myself, right, and also with Satya and Aditya during the previous webinars. But of course, behind the scenes, we have many, many people who has made it possible. And earlier, you have also seen Robert Newell, who is also our executive sponsor for the event. So yeah, I thought I'll take this opportunity to open up the floor to the rest of the community to maybe say a few words to all of you.
Yeah, thanks, Dennis. Maybe I can, if you don't mind, I can go first. First of all, really want to thank every single person, who put in the effort to develop these apps and, participated in the demo day today. And at the same time, I would also like to thank all those hundreds of people, who joined us in this journey, in this very first, but definitely not the last of our developer challenges that we will be running in ASEAN. So we really appreciate all those people and their time that they spent with us. We really hope that it was, worth your while. And in this journey, you learned some new skills. You were able to either learn a new skill or upskill yourself, something that you already knew. This was a learning experience for us as well. As most of you already know, if not all, that this was our very first event of such a nature in ASEAN region. And the aim and the philosophy behind this event, this initiative, was that Salesforce really wants to invest in the ASEAN markets and the ASEAN communities. And we believe that everybody is a trailblazer. We are all innovators. We all have amazing ideas. And in today's day and age, apps are one of the best ways to manifest those innovative ideas, right? And deliver it and showcase it to the rest of the world and make other people's lives easy and add value to them. And it's great to see that all of you who participated in the event today, you were able to achieve that with these really interesting and exciting ideas. Yeah, and I mean, that's pretty much for me. And I want to definitely thank all of our team members as well, who are the main pillars of running the show. Terence, Satya, Aditya, and there are a lot of other people behind the scenes as well, whom you may not have seen on the screen. Most of their faces are shown on this slide. So my heartfelt thanks and gratitude to all of them. They've done an amazing job. Thanks, Terence.
Thanks, Jawad. Ian, do you want to go next? I see that you have camera on.
Yeah, I'll echo a little bit of what Jawad has said and maybe just punctuate. One thing that came to me was just how much I applaud all the people who did demos today. You really were courageous, to go out and put your app in front of the world. And we really thank you for taking that time and taking that effort to show us. And you should be very proud of what you've produced. It was really engaging and such a variety, like I was saying earlier. So just a big thanks for that. And and a big thanks to, of course, the team here in Salesforce as well for organizing this. I'm looking forward to having our solution engineering team really support this as much as possible, and can't wait to do round 2. Hope many of you will be back. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you very much. And as Jawad, Lim, and Am was telling, there are many people who also worked in the background. Though we have done some webinars, probably you already know our faces, but there are many people who really supported the event. Thanks to all of them. And at the same time, I appreciate the way you have built the demos today. I loved each of the demo. Every demo was unique, and it was useful application. I can say each of the demos, they're not just demos, but they are really useful applications, very good use cases. And I don't know how you arrived at those use cases, but I loved the way you selected the use cases and also implemented it. And I can see that most of the demos they have implemented many concepts. It's not just about building a basic application. It's all about using the automations, using Apex wherever possible, using the Lightning Web Components, using all the features that you have learned so far, or the features that you already know. And I also love the way you will leverage the experience that you already had from your previous experiences also, and get those things into these applications, and let other people learn how they can build their applications uniquely, that to those useful applications. I really love the way you built it. Thank you so much for that, and thanks to the community for doing all of these things.
Hi, Shashank here. So I'm one of those background people that people have been mentioning about. I'm so glad that we were able to do this for the Southeast Asia region. It's something that we've been wanting to do for a while now. Very happy with the journey that's been the ASEAN Dev Challenge, right from talking to Jawad months ago about what's the best thing what's the most innovative thing that we can do for the Southeast Asia community, to looking at these amazing demos today. It's been an amazing journey, and very glad we're able to do this. And I'm very glad we are thinking of doing it more often, and doing a lot more of iterations of it. And our North Star goal is to have communities, not just a community, but multiple communities in the Southeast Asia region like we have in the rest of the world. So we're hoping to see that come true someday soon.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks everyone for sharing. And it's really amazing seeing like all the different unique ideas, seeing how you guys all came up with something that's very relevant for many people today. So continue the great work. And let's say on behalf of the ASEAN Dev Committee, once again, thank you so much for joining us. And just before we call it a day, right? I would love to maybe invite all of you to just, if you guys are able to, turn on your cameras. We'd like to take a group picture with all of you, right? Just to commemorate this great finale event. And then we also reach out to you shortly after, right? Just to get you guys your certification vouchers. So with that said, may I kindly invite all of you to turn on your cameras. We'd love to see all of you. I know you guys have done great. Oh, I see. Some of you even put on, I think, Rina, you put on our background as well. Nice one. Very cool. All right. So we'd love to give everyone some time to turn on the cameras, and love to see everybody. And thanks so much for being so, sporting and supportive of today's event. All right, that's awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us once again. We have come to the end of, the ASEAN Developer Challenge Demo Day. So please continue to join us, in the rest of your developer journey. We have this amazing community that we have created this on Trailhead. Join us in the developer forums, and we'd love to see you guys on our next subsequent events as well. Feel free to reach out to any of us, right? If you have any questions, as you're coming along your journey. And we look forward to seeing all you getting certified with your new vouchers that you'll be receiving very shortly. All right, cool. With that said, have a good rest of the day, everyone. And yeah, happy Friday tomorrow. And we'll see everyone again very shortly.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks,
Have a-
everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Again.
Bye.